my game.
Yeah, so you love sex, yeah? At what cost? Okay, about, yeah, the cameraman's all saying, yeah. So, rubbers, question mark. Latex, question mark. Hashtag HIV. That's the topic for today. Leon Collins directed a short film, 15 Minutes to Spare campaign, led by Truly Inspired Youth Company to create enhance awareness for HIV within the youth community. And it's important, I think, because what he was saying to us only a number of weeks ago was that when he done a sex workshop in a few schools, the young people automatically just went like, contraception so I don't get pregnant, yeah? Disregarding any of the STIs or STDs out there. So we're going to keep this moving because I think it's important, I believe, that we inform, we empower and we bring awareness to some of the issues that are going on in our community.
I think people don't take this seriously enough, like they don't take their choices very wisely seriously enough, because 1 second or an hour or 24 hours of fun can lead to none fun after, because the test and all that, especially for the guys. But I think we're going to go into that more.
Do you know what? HIV. Lou, you going to tell the people what?
I don't know. I thought you was doing that.
Everybody has to introduce themselves on the Big Debate Show.
Yeah, I'll tell them hello. Hello, everyone.
Not the wagwan.
My boy ain't got the secret for the go headline. Kill them when you know. Just make a boy know you're not blow. Headline.
Check out Daniel. He's got jokes and style. What's up with this?
But listen to what my baby said. You say you want to give your love.
Daniel is inside jamming styles, and we got that on camera. Phoenix Encounter. The viral features upcoming UK artists such as Shaka, Jermaine Riley, who we had performing, great singer, and actor, do you know what I mean? And Jocelyn Essien and Ramel London. Yeah, so they're featuring in the 15-minute campaign. And let me tell you this, people, nobody got paid. Nobody got paid. They might have got paid, but they never got paid. Alright? So Kai, I'm just gonna set the setting for them. 16, a high achiever at college, general ladies man, I believe, yeah, until he finds out that his girlfriend contracts HIV, alright? We follow Kai's 15 minutes roller coaster of emotions whilst he awaits for his results. Now, for the people that don't know, yeah, who should know, that you can get your HIV test in your results in 15 minutes.
Yeah, good morning. 15 Minutes to Spare is literally a HIV awareness campaign online on YouTube at www.youtube.com/. / Truly Inspired Youth Company or Truly Inspired Youth. You'll find it there along with the viral. So we've got two separate things. We've got the 15 minutes film and we've also got the viral, which features Ramel, which features Jermaine Riley, etc, etc. And with the viral, it's just it's talking about beforehand, before we actually get to that the intercourse section, yeah, and how the infection kind of penetrates you when you first have intercourse, etc.
You can tell me what you think, yeah. If somebody turned around and gave me a Lamborghini, yeah, that Lamborghini would be my Lamborghini, but there's one condition: you have to have a co-driver. Yeah, have to have a co-driver. Yeah, there's not going to be another chance once if the car is not looked after, it's gone. So what happens now? You drive in your car, you might borrow it to the co-driver very hesitantly. But the bottom line of it is, when you're giving it to that person, you want them to be responsible. You want them to be caring, and you don't want them to hurt your now valuable possession. So rather than that car now I want you to see the car now as you. You understand? So if that car is you, yeah, why would you want to? Because you see, like, people, they look after their materialistic stuff better than they do look after themselves. Do you understand? So if you would question somebody before you give your car keys or your bank card, why would you not even question them up and tell them, rude boy, don't be silly, put a rubber on your willy, AIDS up a rocket, you know what I mean? Serious, you like that, you like that?
Of course, but yeah, it's just like what you're saying. Why wouldn't you ask? Why wouldn't you be curious enough to, you know, go to the doctors with them and get checked out with them? You know, you're giving them your prized asset. This is the most important thing that you have. This is the only one you're ever gonna have. So. At the same time, to go in and say, look, have you been checked, or let's get checked together, that should be a priority. First things first.
Do you know what? I've noticed something that is impacting our community. Yeah, young, especially 16 to 24-year-olds. I believe this, the viral campaign, or in fact the whole campaign, is aged 15 to 26.
Yeah, we're trying to target as much as that kind of youth group as possible. That group, people start having sex a lot of the time. Well, maybe I'm talking from past experiences, but people start having sex from very early, like 15 years old. So we're trying to target people even younger than that, so we can get to them before it gets to that stage where they're wanting to have sex.
So, alright, so Abby, over from a female perspective, so why did you decide that you want to be a part of the 15 minutes to spare? Like, what is the important, what would you like to impact the youth or the community with?
Wow, well, first of all, I want to say as well, like, we're, like, as sort of representatives of Truly Inspired, we're not out to be preachy.
Yes.
You understand what I mean? We're in that age category as well. So if anything, we're just trying to make our peers aware of what we've been made aware of. Do you know what I mean? It's just, we just want people to know, really, because there's so many things we do out of ignorance. So knowing at that point, then, do you know what I mean, it's really your responsibility. It's really on you, whatever happens after that.
So, but you know, when you're young, yeah, sometimes there's a lot of pressure about having sex, yeah? Or a guy turns around and says to a girl, let's get down with it. Might not be like that, but give me the remix. And she turns around and says, condom. And he says, no. And she turns around and goes, you know, you have to put one on. And then he goes, no. And he goes, no, come on, you know, and she goes, all right then. What do you say to those people? Because I think it's more of a thing of like, when you're in that scenario, easier said than done for some, do you know what I mean? But I believe, me personally, that before you even think about having sex, it's about, are you ready to be having sex? And sex it's a lovely thing, it's not a bad thing, it shouldn't be a taboo subject, you understand? I think we need to be open in communication, as long as it's communicated respectfully. I mean, I look at some people and I'm like, and somebody's dosed with something, if let's say, yeah? Dosed with something like chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes, or HIV. How do you turn around in the conversation? We've gone on a date, let's just say we tried this routine. We go to the cinema, we go for dinner, you know what I mean? Across Nando's, we're looking at each other in the eye, and I'm like, hi, so could you tell me a little bit about yourself? I'd just like you to know, before we go any further, I've got gonorrhea, or chlamydia, or HIV, or herpes. Person's going to be gone, wouldn't you expect?
Exactly.
I mean, some people might, but...
Exactly. People, of course, you can't come up to someone and tell them that you've had HIV or that you've had an STI or STD. So, of course, it's about getting yourself checked up as well. It's about self-awareness, going out there, you know, getting yourself checked regular, whether you're having regular partners or not, just to make sure that your health is, you know, 100%. So when you are sitting down with somebody, it's not one of them things where in the back of your head you're thinking, oh my gosh, have I got something? Maybe, maybe not. But if you do have something, and you do want to be with someone, it's always best to, you know, get out and kind of deal with it before you even get to that stage.
Yeah, and I think it's really important as well to give the other person a choice. Do you understand what I mean? Because it's not always going to be the case, depending on how far you've gone in your relationship, like your platonic relationship, whatever. It's just really important to let that person know so they have a choice. Like, they may want to stay, that's always an option, do you get what I mean? But it's really important to give the other person a choice, in my opinion.
I just wanted to say, because for our listeners out there, what is the difference between AIDS and HIV?
Wow. Alright, the difference between, from my personal knowledge, what I know, the difference between HIV and AIDS is HIV is obviously the earlier stage of the infection, and once you've not treated it well, or not treated the HIV properly, it develops into the AIDS.
Is it true that you can live with AIDS easier than HIV?
To live with the AIDS?
Yeah. or live longer?
Wow, that's a...
Over the period of years, I've noticed that. Well, I know that people, it's easier to live with HIV longer, along with obviously taking your right medication, etc. But AIDS, I'm not too sure.
But before I pass over back to Peaches, I think it's just important to say that with any sort of infection or virus or anything, it's all kind of dependent on like what stages.
Yes, for people to really understand that in our community we have a company called Truly Inspired, doing a great campaign and bringing awareness, because especially the people in our communities who are going, HIV, we can't get that, we can't, So I'm going to give you the certain statistics. Heterosexuals who are getting treatment for HIV, known, so it's an estimated, this is an estimated number, this is how many people are actually getting treated, heterosexuals, 51%,
wow.
Sex between men, so homosexuals, 44%, injected drug users, 2%, mother to child transmission, 2%, blood transfusions, 1%, and unknown other 3%. So in 2010, an estimated 91,500 people were living with HIV in the UK. Around a quarter were unaware of their HIV infection. Another thing that got said is that, you see, like heterosexuals getting it, just because you are in a long-term relationship does not mean that you do not get yourself checked out regularly. Every 3 months women should go to the clinic anyway, but it doesn't mean that you do not get yourself checked out for HIV. Do not think you're indispensable, because as much as you would like to believe that your partner is a good guy or good girl, the bottom line of it is you don't know what they're doing, as much as you like to believe.
And with that said as well, like you were saying, we kind of focus on the idea that it must be partner cheating. Like,
it doesn't happen.
We know that injection, drug use, do you get what I mean? Occupational exposure. There's other ways that it can be contracted. So so don't just think it's my partner's faithful. So
this isn't a scare campaign. As much as we're giving people facts, this is knowledge to me as well. This is fresh knowledge to me also. So we're each one teach one. So this isn't a scare campaign. This is just a campaign to enhance awareness about HIV. Not just HIV though. STDs, STIs, sexually transmitted diseases. All of these things that can be that can be contracted through sexual intercourse, whether it's oral or whether it's penetrable, etc. We won't go too deep into that, but this is just an awareness, for young people to say, okay, let me get up today or tomorrow or even on after school and go into a doctor's and say, look, I want to get tested. I've done X, Y, Z, but I want to get tested just to make sure that I'm okay. I'm in the green. That's what this is really based on.
About more awareness in prevention.
Exactly, prevention. Prevention is better than cure, they say sometimes. I'm not sure I believe in that so much, but it is. You need to prevent.
Just talking about like what we want from like our peers as well, because obviously we're young as well. So just also other things stemming from that. So not just HIV, but then just things like self-esteem and just respecting yourself enough to make decisions, and just so there's more, and self-educating, because like we were saying as well, this is information that we're learning as well, and we're just trying to pass it on.
So you said a very important thing, and it's not a scare campaign, that's really funny that you said that, because I just had an image of how many people's parents said, including mine, said, don't come home and tell me that you're pregnant. Nobody's ever said, don't come home and tell me that you got HIV. You understand? And because when you think about it, we're talking about prevention. So if you look at when I look at the times that I was growing up, it was thinking about pregnancies and things like that. Nobody was really talking about STIs and STDs. I remember when HIV and AIDS hit the news, fresh. I was like, anybody with that, my viewpoint, and not even my viewpoint, but when I was about, maybe 13, 12, 13, I kind of like, if you had HIV or AIDS, you had the lurkies. schools.
Yeah.
Yes, that was what I was like. You understand? Until you get older and you start to become a lot more aware. However, Anita Tyson, Deputy Executive Director of UNICEF UK, said many young people had heard of HIV and AIDS, but they did not know how it spread or whether they were at risk.
Yeah.
I think that is absolutely a shame that in the time that we're living in, that knowledge is not more accessible for them. You know what I mean? And I think this is why it's so important to support this campaign and also the work of Truly Inspired. The people who are a part of it, the people who don't know, the people who will get to know. And this needs to come more into schools. I believe that the curriculum is currently trying to, or for a little while now, they've been talking about getting this kind of stuff into the sex education and in the schools. However, I do know that you lot are doing theatre in education, TIE.
But yeah, we want to take education into schools and do some workshops and do some projects, hopefully with some government funding as well, so we can make it worthwhile. But yeah, not just on the topic of HIV, but loads of topics that are affecting young people.
Same. With TIE, I've been doing TIE for maybe, what, 2 years. It was the first thing that kind of got me into the whole creative side of things. I won't go too deep into that, but it's so important that we get to these young people at this stage when they're already in school, when they almost have to be there. You know, this is something that's fun, this is something that's very enjoyable for them to see, and hopefully with the information that we're giving them, we can educate them the right way.
Remember what the show is about, it is HIV. Go and get the information, go and educate yourself on all the viruses, how it can be caught. If you have got AIDS or HIV and you are worried, you know, go and talk to someone, go and find out what other cures are, because apart from the medicines that are out there, there's also natural cures and other alternative cures that might not be mentioned. So really go and educate yourself, because I think, you know, ignorance is a bliss, and we live in a world where we forget that there's so many, because now we've got Google and all that, it's easily accessible, so really go and do it, because it's important to protect yourself, especially you young people out there, because, you know, we all forget, we all just think, you know, sex, intercourse, it's fun, but after the fun there is consequences, so people please, yeah?
Well, they didn't. Let's go. So, schools, you would like to get into schools, so speak, so you can expand on that.
Yeah, definitely. We would like to get into schools and do the TIE project that we originally stated earlier on in the show. Just to, as you said, edutainment. It's all about edutainment and educating the young people. Educating the young people through entertainment. So if anyone's got any links to schools, if anyone's got any ideas that they would like to discuss with us, anything to, anything to kind of, get this campaign off the ground and get it into schools and into colleges, universities, anywhere, please email us at trulyinspired@live.co.uk. Yeah, tweet us. You've got Abby's tweet here, Abby's Twitter, sorry. So it's ABZ_S at Twitter. Well, mine as well, sorry, Daniel L. Bailey, at Daniel L. Bailey on Twitter. And any other, just Google us, Truly Inspired Youth Company, just Google us and you'll find the email address there, you'll find the YouTube. So if anyone's got any links, please get in touch, we would love to hear from you. Just going back on that, with the TIE, what we're planning to do is, if we can possibly get someone like a speaker, or even someone, like a young actor, to do a monologue about the effects of having HIV, of the effects of the after effects, and then we want to perform like a small show for the young people, and then give them a chance to do question and answer session. So at the same time they're learning, and at the same time we're learning about how they think, and it's just that interaction there that will help us to improve ourselves and our aim.
Do you know something that you lot need to aware? Are you lot aware of the new, Tim Loughton, Conservative Party? He's the new Minister for Youth and Education. So they've got an initiative called Positive for Youth. Yeah. Now I'm just going to show you, because me and Sister Love, we're consultants. It's only right I just feed this out there. Remember, anybody who jacks this is where you heard it first. So because the show is recorded and timed. Okay. So this is what it is. The Positive for Youth is where Tim Loughton has now put up a new scheme, a new initiative, which is about young people being the decision makers, and you are young people. So young people who are doing, and you would like to join forces with some schools, people referral units, even colleges, to be able to get into there. That is an initiative. It is positive for you. You are decision makers. You have come to a decision, and you would like to put it into action, which you have done. Yeah. However, you would like to take it further. So a company that would be really great for you lot to partnership up with would be Durex. Durex, yeah? Condoms, yeah? Even Vibes Cartel, whoever you want to use, yeah? But Durex, get in contact with them with the package, you've got your press release, they're all CRB checked.
Yes.
They are a registered company, yeah? And that is a great little partnership. And at the same time, because of what you're doing, I would also send the trailer as an advert in the package, as an advert. And if you put the little Durex sign on it and all that, have a proper, you understand?
Yeah.
Too many people just copying my ideas. Do you know what I mean? I think like that. That's right. Yeah. So I'm giving that suggestion to you, or somebody or company in that field. But I would say go and have a look at the Positive for You initiative. It's really, it's there. There's a lot of stuff, but there's not that much there for you to take in. And bottom like that, put that in your business proposal and all of that. There is businesses who should be supporting, and as I said with Tim Loughton saying that young people should be a part of the decision makers, and also it's a great way for you lot to bring in your local authorities, the local authorities, so that's your councils in different boroughs, the bottom line of it is you serve different boroughs in bringing that awareness, do you know what I mean? So I'm just giving you that little bit, a tip piece there, Don't worry, you lot can pay me when you're successful.
It's a positive movement, making sure people are being informed out there for the right reason. These are life skills, because we all know we have to be responsible, we have to take care of ourselves, we have to pass the knowledge to our younger ones and the new generation that are coming up, because as we're looking at the new generation, they're more carefree. Although we are, my generation, I'm sure we were carefree at some point. But, like we said before, we weren't told, we were just told, don't come home with a baby, yo. So, now that we are being more informative, and there is those social networks, people go and educate yourself. I know you said that you wanted, you want the support, but how can people really support you guys? What, to those, industries, those companies out there, and even to the government, to the mayor, how can they really support you guys?
Well, us in particular, our area sort of expertise really is kind of like filmmaking and acting and drama. So exactly. So they can support us by sort of backing our campaigns, backing our films. Like if there's any screenwriters out there with amazing ideas, come to us. If there's filmmakers, DOPs, people that can put up funding for making some really good films, because there's no reason why we can't have really decent films on TV, on Channel 4, on BBC, on TV, do you know what I mean? So if there's anyone that wants to come forward and back us in our filmmaking, then let's go, we're ready to work. So
you heard that first, they're ready to go, they are ready to work, they're putting in the graft, they're doing things properly, so support, so
alright. And Truly Inspired, what did you say? Go on, give it out again.
So at Truly Inspired Youth, and you can also follow Daniel Bailey at Daniel L. Bailey. You can follow me as well at ABS, so ABZ_S.
You see these people, they're very attractive, very articulate, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're just really nice, truly inspired. Remember, it's all about 15 minutes to spare. So remember, this is the Big Debate Show. You can catch us every Saturday from 10 till 12, you know what I mean? But I think me and Blue are doing a 6-hour shift today, and we're up next. So last tune from Blue, let's go. That may be, let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. What?